Beep.
Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. Today we're going to be going into two series rather than just the one, but one of them did have a couple of walkovers unfortunately. This was due to BuLL. For whatever reason their players didn't show up, so a little bit unfortunate, but it does mean we're once again starting with game number 2, so we're not going to see Fantasy 2 in the first series, but we've got a really good game on Fantasy 2 coming up in the second, so that's all well and good. Just to add the win for Happy to begin us off with, but just to go through the basics, if you haven't seen the STPL before, which I'm sure many of the people who have already tuned in will have, but just in case there is someone watching the VODs for the first time, all the series are best of 5, and all the games are played regardless of outcome, but just so you know, it's a best of 5 with game 5 only being played if it's necessary, if the teams tie up 2-2. So when I say all the games are played regardless, it's all 4 games are played. Set 1 to 4, the lineups are selected in advance and all the games are played at the same time. Set 5 is the ace match and every player can compete again. Basically it's like the old Pro League format if you used to watch that. Map wise, we've got Hitchhiker, Montefiore SE, Core Breach, Tripod, Andromeda, Byzantium 3, Fantasy 2 and La Mancha. Now, I'm just gonna say I have no idea how I look today because honestly I didn't check, but man, it is so hot in the UK again. My fan never turned up from Amazon. They offered me a refund and said it may still turn up, so I took the refund and I'm like, I'm really hoping it's still and it hasn't. So here I am, it's got hotter again and I'm back to square one with being absolutely boiling, so I guess we'll see how that's gonna go. But just have a quick look at our first couple of teams here. Starting us off is going to be DM. Now, both of our teams today are closer to the both of the teams in this series are closer to the bottom of the scoreboard, unfortunately. But DM have come close in a few of their series all time. They've got about a 33% win rate ish. I don't know if that's really the case without doing any maths. I should probably have the percentage there, but they've not done too bad against BuLL themselves as well. They've done pretty well, and in this series they actually start up 2-0, so they're definitely going to be feeling pretty good about that. It's going to give them a win most likely, as long as they can take game 2 or game 4, or if it goes to a game 5. And then we've got BuLL on the other hand. BuLL have actually beaten DM more than they've lost, which is obviously a bonus for them. They've got around a similar win rate overall, and in the season, unfortunately BuLL have not done too well, and compared to everyone else, BuLL have received the most penalty match losses, which means at the end of the season, I believe off the top of my head they're getting 3 additional match losses, which is a little bit unfortunate, but when you break the rules you get punished. Punisher kicks coming in, making sure I stick to the rules here. NetWar's also got a penalty point as well, so they're not well, I think they're fine with it, but it's all good. But for the lineups, scratch out game number 1, Happy versus Reina never happened. Pre versus Ugox is actually going to be a PvP rather than a ZVP, so I'm going to need to reload the overlay again. But we're then going to have Tech versus Inca in a PvT. We're going to have Whip versus Conan. No, we're not going to have Whip versus Conan. That was another walkover, so A little bit unfortunate. But player history-wise, let's have a look at Pre. Pre hasn't had the best win rate, but 41% over as a lot of games, 36 games, is pretty impressive. He's been up against some really strong opponents as well. And he's one of those players that really does come out with strats that no one else would ever think of using. Pre is definitely one of a kind. He's always interesting to watch. And I'm really interested to see how he's going to play on map here. Now, his opponent, Ugox, fighting for BuLL. He's not had the best of luck with opponents. He's been up against a lot of really strong Protoss players, and unfortunately he's lost all of the games, so he hasn't got a win on the board against Protoss yet. Ignore his versus Zerg stats because it is a PvP. Now the map they're going to be going into is going to be by it's Monty Hall, which makes it even better for Pre given how crazy his builds are and the way he normally plays. And just overall, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how Pre's going to play this one out. He did play on this map before. He ended up in a ZVP against True Touch, where True Touch did win the game after like a pretty hard fought 15 minutes, so that was pretty cool. But this is going to be a PvP from Pre this time. There's a lot of random stuff you can do in PvP, which makes things a little bit harder for your opponent. There's also a lot of cheeky things you can do with proxies, hidden bases. And overall, I just think Pre's probably going to have something good prepared for us here. So, just very quickly, I'm going to throw up one of the break screens, and we'll be back in less than a minute once I've set the overlay back up for game number 1. See you guys in a sec.
STPL Season 3. Yeah. STPL DAS. Bio TVP? Wow! No problem. We got dragons to defend. Yeah. STPL DAS. STPL DAS. Mass Scout? Oh, I'm so afraid. We got Hydralisk to defend. Yes. STPL. STPL. Fantastic production. Fantastic casters. Fantastic prize pool. Only in STPL.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Our first game has begun, and starting us off in the top left hand position we do have in the purple fighting for DM, it's Pre. And down here in the bottom right hand corner fighting for BuLL, it's going to be in the yellow, it's Ugox. Now it is PvP. Looks like Pre is getting ready to jump over with his probe. He's going to go directly through the center in this case. Is it? Wait, there's no way. I was going to say that. Is he really just going to build some gateways here? This is such a weird place to proxy. It's better in a way. Because essentially... Okay, no he's not. He's going to go for it. I'm not really sure what his plan was. I think against True Touch, was it Pre we saw go for the like gas play where he like mined his way through with zealots? Was that Pre? Feels like that was Pre. But Pre is doing something really strange here. I'm not really sure what his plan is. Looks like he was going out to scout for proxies. Looks like we are going to have Ugox glitching a probe through as well because, oh my god, this could be a complete build order counter. Are they both... Wait, no, are they both just going for 12 next? Yeah, they're both going for 12 next. Well, there we go. Never say we don't have 12 next in PvP. So, both players going for that Nexus on 12. I think Pre may have got a probe first, so it may have been on 13. Just because you can see his supply is 1 up on probes, but both players going for 12 next to each other, essentially, because this is the one place on the map where both of them can run between each other. Pre is going to have a gateway on this side of the minerals, and Ugox isn't. Pre could hit a timing here with just a single zealot to get here to kill a lot of probes. Like, if he can get in before the minerals have been mined away, this would actually be really good for him. Also, Ghostuvigi saying he's got 19.4k channel points. I've been thinking of putting like a... Trouble is, like, I'm gonna have to admit, this season, after I've been casting, I've been really tired for no explicable reason. And when I've not been casting, I've been on VR chat, because it's nice to chill out with. So I've not really thought of making a lot of like videos and stuff for this season, which is why there's a lot of Season 2 stuff on. But one of the things I was thinking of doing is adding something for like 10k to highlight a game, and then it forced me to make a highlight. Oh, we've got a cannon coming up here from Ugox, so that's how he's going to defend against the early zealot.
Easily amused, huh?
Pog champ, pog champ, pog
Oh, not
champ,
again.
pog champ, pog champ, pog
Not
champ,
again.
pog champ, pog.
There we go.
Not like this, not like this, not
Oh
like
God, it
this,
keeps
not
going.
like this,
Thank you,
not like
Fuji.
this, not like this, not like this.
I need to turn off
Not
the...
like this, not like this. STPL does pog champ, pog champ, pog
Okay,
champ,
I
pog
need
champ,
to
pog
somehow...
champ.
I need to somehow turn that off. It's so annoying. But thank you for the 17th month resub, man. If you don't know who Daisonary is, he is the captain of Seoul. Feel free to send all your hate mail for all the mercenaries that he's hired and killed the foreign scene. But he is a really nice guy. He's really well organized. And he's also basically the organizer of the entire South American Brood War scene. So if you've got any problems with South America, go straight to that guy. And make sure you put a lot of emotes in whatever message you're sending him through text-to-speech. Okay, now the timing for Pre is gone. Sorry, Fuji, I don't mean it. Don't actually message Fuji with problems to do with SA. He's got a lot on his plate already. Now we've got a robo coming up from Pre. No robo as of yet here for Ugox, as he is just adding more cannons on, getting himself prepared and going for a citadel. Now this is a really interesting play you can go for if you know your opponent didn't go for Forge with a fast expand. Now unluckily for Ugox, Pre is going to be going into an observatory very quickly, so he's also prepared for this. But basically, you can actually catch your opponent off guard by going for quick DTs behind a 12 next, as most of the time they might skip detection to try and get quicker Reavers out and go for like quicker pushing power, because obviously they want to focus down your 12 next. But looks like Pre is going to get ready to maybe proxy something over here, which would be really dastardly of him to do. But Ugox is going to go scout this with a pylon most likely. Yeah, both of them just kind of scouting these minerals, just seeing what's going on. And this is because, oh, I thought this was going to be a probe, but I think Pre is probably going to look to expand here to a third. Now the quick citadel doesn't necessarily have to mean DTs, you can go for quick storm, and in this situation I think it's probably better to go for quick storm than DTs. It is going to be 2 gateways against 2 gateways still. The first Reaver is going to be delayed for the observer. Oh, and it's going to be cannons. Oh, and the shuttle comes in. He drops units into the main. There's actually very few units here for Ugox. Pre with the really tricky play here. Going for that cannon contain is really clever on the right-hand side as well. That cannon just makes it impossible for Ugox to ever break out that part of his base, but the Zealots and the Dragoons doing so much damage. 3 kills, 7 kills. That's 11 kills overall, I think. This is just a crazy amount of damage to be doing. I mean, they are even on workers now. But that's what Pre needed to do. He was teching up, he was going for quicker gateways. And now he's going to be able to even it up. Now the problem is, this cannon basically means Ugox is never going to be able to mine through here without really committing some units to go and deal with it. Now, there is a cannon up here, so Pre is already ready for the DTs. And Ugox is just going to run this DT in and it's going to die, I think. He's trying to focus down the cannon, but unfortunately, DTs are broken, but they're not that broken. And here we go. Pre going for his signature hidden base style, going for the top right hand base. Now if you don't know this map very well, the top right hand base actually has 5,000 gas. All of the naturals, I guess we can't see them, see the gases over here at the moment, but these naturals, if I remember correctly, all have 3,500 gas, 3,400 gas, and then all of the other bases, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. They all have 2,000 gas. So the top right and bottom left hand base are super important. Now here we go, Reaver coming into the main, or the natural even. Oh my god! That was such a good Scarab there. And the Reaver's going to be flying into the main as well. Shuttle speed is done. Needs to be careful not to lose too much health to the cannon though. Here comes the Reaver again. Looks like the probes have been stopped. Another 4 go down. And so far this Reaver has done so much damage. And Pre is putting himself in a very, very good position. Now it is 4 gateways here for Ugox against just 2. Going into 3 for Pre. Pre going up to his own Templar Archives as well. His third base obviously not going to be scouted for a very long time due to the lack of, well, the Robo and due to the lack of the observers. But they're going to be coming in now. The Robo at the front can actually be sniped a little bit later on too, if he does push forward with the Reavers. 10 kills on this Reaver. This is certainly a hero Reaver here. We've got the shuttle getting ready to transfer the probes to the top right. We've even got a cannon, a couple of a cannon and a Stargate. Oh my god, is Pre gonna go scouts or is he gonna go arbiters? Is he gonna do something really cool? Why is Pre so cool, man? He always does cool builds. He's like the, in terms of like stylistically, he's like the Protoss version of Radley. Because he basically does stuff that no other player in the world does. And you just kind of have to try and figure out how to deal with it as you're playing against it. Like Ugox, he's pushing to the top left. Guess what? You can't get in there. There's cannons, which are going to help block this off. There's no probes to mine this out either. And I think he's trying to, well, he's expecting a base up here, but there isn't one. He's not got a third base coming in himself. And Pre is heading up to a Stargate. I really want to know what he's going to do with this. I'm so excited to see if this is going to be Arbiters or Carriers or something. Oh, Corsairs. Wait, Corsairs? Really? Oops, I'm not on D&D. Oh my god, 2 DTs getting in the main as well. There's no... Oh my god, there's an observer. I was going to say there's no detection defending the pylon, but there is. Looks like the DT going to try and get another probe. Not going to be able to get away, but the other one does. Now, there is a cannon here, which means it shouldn't be able to get too far into the base. But he is going to be able to sit there for a little bit. Ugox looking around. Not in a position to scout for the DT, though. Oh my god, Pre is so clever, man. I love it. Now, going mass Corsair is so strange, but if he goes for like some crazy D-Web play in PvP, I will be so happy, because no one does this. No one. This will be like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see D-Web play in PvP. Like, why would you ever go mass Corsair in PvP? There's just no reason. The thing is, D-Web is a good spell, but the Corsairs just, they don't shoot down, which is the major issue. And you can already see that Pre is going to pull back. His army is so small compared to Ugox's, but he does have the additional tech advantage of these Reavers. He's got the defensive option of the cannons as well. The Corsair count continues to increase. Looks like we've got a Storm drop in the main. Lots of damage being done. 6 kills and 2 kills. The DT unable to get the cannon. The High Templar gonna go down, but the shuttle does survive. If he get... Oh no, he's gonna get killed. Oh, that would have been such a juicy storm if it had got that there. Now the Corsair count continues to increase. There's no fleet beacon, so there's no D-web coming in. And I really wonder what it's going to be. There's no hidden buildings anywhere, is there, that I'm just missing? I don't think so. Now, Observer Snipe could be interesting. Going into mass... Oh my god, that storm. Oh, that storm did so much damage. Look at how weak the units are here for Ugox. Let's zoom out a little bit. This is going to be our first big engagement in the middle of this game. There's not actually that much storm energy for Pre left. He's going to have to rely on his Reavers that are getting stormed. He picks up the Reaver very, very late there. The shuttle actually going really low. He picks up the other Reaver late as well. Oh no, he's going to lose the shuttle. He's going to lose the Reaver, but there is still a single Reaver. There is still the cannons. And it looks like both players have traded pretty evenly here, which is very, very strange to see. But both players, well, I say they've traded evenly. Pre is at a massive supply advantage now. Up 30 supply on his opponent. I mean, a lot of that is in these Corsairs, but still. Now we've got a lot of gateways coming in here. Obviously, Storm finished for both players. Let's actually check the upgrades, because Pre was getting +1. So, Pre with +1 attack. Looks like we've got no aggressive units here for me to check back. Oh, sorry, I just looked at them. It is +1 for both players. Additional gateways coming in for Ugox. So he's on 4, 5, 6. He's going up to 9. Let's double check this. There's 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways for Pre. We've got a 4th and a 5th base coming in for Pre as well. Ugox expanding to the bottom left. We did just see his probes transfer over there. Now this is a 2000 gas base. And just look at how much gas is left up here. This is worth 2 other bases in gas. And that's crazy in PvP. Now Ugox has a ridiculous amount of workers right now. Now the Corsair's coming out on the left hand side. He's escorting the shuttle in with a probe. I thought it was going to be for a Reaver drop, but I guess he's just going to try and take the bottom left-hand island and just defend it from ever being dropped. This is a really weird way of using the... Oh my god, is he going to... He's going to cannon rush this base. That is so weird. Pre is such a... He's such a cool player to watch. I genuinely never have any idea what to expect when watching his games. But this is so, so weird. I don't even think cannons are in range for most of the base. I don't think it really matters. You know what? This is cool. The natural is mined out for both players now. They did expand there very, very quickly. But as you can see from the amount that Pre has actually expanded, the amount of probes he's got, his economy is going to be ridiculous in a moment. Like, he is going to be on 1, 2, 3, 4 base economy. His main is still not fully dried out either. Yeah, he still doesn't have D-Web, which is so, so strange. Like, he only went for 5 Corsairs as well. 6 Corsairs. Oh, wait. Oh, Ugox can see the cannons. Okay, this is kind of funny. Oh, this is brilliant. I love this game. I really love Brood War. I want to see when these finish to see what they can actually attack. Now we've got another shuttle coming in here down to the bottom left. He's going to drop. Oh my god, he's going to storm the probes. Oh, so much damage. 6 kills. And the cannons are in range of the gas as well. This is one of the only mining gas bases for Ugox, and he's going to deny his gas. And he's going to deny these 2 mineral patches as well. And this is going to be really rough because the High Templar on the high ground makes this so difficult. There's a big engagement coming in the middle as Ugox tries to make something work and he can't. GG. Ugox taps out and Pre dominates his way through game number 2. That was probably the smoothest game I've ever seen from Pre. Like, he did everything at the right timing. He never really felt any pressure whatsoever, and he just kept killing probes. Such a strange game, but really, really cool. Now we're going to go for a very, very quick break. When we get back, we'll go into game number 4, because game number 3 was the one that was a walkover. It's going to be a TVZ, and it's going to be on tripod. See you guys soon.
And people like Kix, for example, who has an encyclopedic knowledge of every map that's ever been released on StarCraft. And
he's the map man! Skibidi-bidi-bidi-on-did-it-did. Skibidi-on-did-it-did. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-on-did-it-did. He's the map man! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-ba-ba-da-bo. Bee-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-ba-ba-da-bo. Everybody plays one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, I don't let nothing hold you back. If Kix can do it, so can you. Gooba-dooba-dooba-dee-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-ba-ba-da-bo.
Please don't listen to him for maps.
Yeah.
Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. We're going to be heading into game number 4 of DM versus BuLL. Weird series. We had 2 walkovers in this series, both going in favor of DM, which means DM have taken the series, but can they take the final game here? It's going to be Whip for DM against Conan for BuLL. Both of them very new players to the STPL, not too much to say about them just yet. The map they're going to be heading into is Tripod. And Tripod's a really cool map. We've had 3 TVZs here so far. It's gone a bit back and forth. The games, I mean, one of the TVZs was kind of expected, Scan versus Zoom, but Hit 'em Up and Shaylin and SPX and Cross, both of them very, very good, very, very good games. So looking forward to seeing how this is going to go. As we get into game number 4, it's Conan versus Whip. Okay, the game has begun, and starting us off in the bottom left-hand corner, fighting for BuLL, it's going to be Conan in the red. And in the purple, spawning up here in the top right-hand position in the purple, I said purple already, didn't I? It's Whip fighting for DM. So it's going to be a TVZ. We've got these positions again. It seems very rare that we actually have right-hand side and top left, or top left and bottom left. Like, we only ever seem to get 3 and 8. Someone can probably prove me wrong by, like, looking at old VODs, but hopefully everyone's quite happy with my, man, I am so I'm wrecked this week. I can't think of words. I just can't do it. Saying that, that's been like every week when it gets hot, I'm like this. That's why I'm kind of glad Season 2 is going to end just as the main bulk of summer starts. Like, it should end, I think, in the middle of July. You know what? I don't actually... What's the dates I put? Because I love casting the STPL, but when it gets hot, it's so hard to cast. My brain just turns to mush. Like, I am so unbelievably bad at communication when it gets warm. Like, when it gets warm, I just fail. Like, my body, my brain, everything just gives up. I hate summer. I hate it with a vengeance. So, when is the finals date? The finals date, sorry, is in the first... The grand finals is going to be on the 2nd of August. Season 3. See, I'm even thinking it's Season 2 still. Thing is, I think I messed up there because Season 1 was 15 months. 15 months. And Season 2 was like 15 weeks. Season 4 will be later in the year, probably. Maybe September. And we know, like, the good thing is, like, most of the teams get really inactive over August and July. So the fact we'll be doing the playoffs throughout July and then August is pretty good, because it means the teams won't have to worry too much about inactivity. There won't be too many games to play. And it'll give me a little bit of a summer break from casting as well. I hate humid heat more. Humid heat is the absolute worst. It's humid in the UK. When it gets hot, it's humid, and it's the worst. Now, in terms of what's going on in this game, we've got a 1 base play coming out here from Conan, who is from Whip, who is continuing to mine gas, because he's going for a 2-fact here. And hey Bob, good to see you. I hear that you're back on the EF Captain's roster as well, which is really, really cool. That reminds me, I need to add you to the Captain's chat again. But yeah, humid heat is like absolutely the worst. Like, when I went to BlizzCon in 2018, it was obviously late October, early November, but compared to the UK, in general, it was hotter in California, because obviously it is, but it was dry heat in California, and it was perfectly fine. Like, it was like 28 degrees outside, and I was outside and I wasn't hot. I was perfectly fine. But the humid heat in the UK, like, I think it's about 21 now. I've got my windows open, and I feel like it's about 28, 29 degrees. It's horrible. And obviously, where we're in the middle of a global pandemic, I'm not going to my office, which has air conditioning as well, which I'm glad about, because I prefer not having to go to my office, but I wish I had air conditioning at home. It would be so good if I did. It's just so expensive. Now we've got 3 hatcheries here for Conan. He's actually going for Hydralisks rather than going for Mutalisks, which is an interesting play. But this means these vultures shouldn't do too much damage. Yeah, the vultures completely get nullified. They're not going to be doing too much here whatsoever. He only went for 1 machine shop as well, and he went for speed first. So this was a timing meant to run past Sunkens, but he's not going to be able to do it. And he's getting his vultures stuck on the middle of the map as well, so this isn't great. Like, if he had all 5 here, he can actually focus down the Hydras. But his units still don't know where they want to go. He's trying to go the whole way around. He wants to try and get to this other base, and he wants to find his way in, but it's such a long path. Now we do have a dropship coming in here, which is going to help a little bit. This means he's going to be able to drop directly into the main, which will be very, very nice. Mines are almost done as well. Now if he waits for mines to be finished, drops his vultures and lays mines at the top of the ramp, he's going to be able to kill all the drones. But if he drops at the natural, there's a sunken here, so That shouldn't do too much now. Is mines finished? Yes, it is. Perfect timing on this drop. He's going to put some mines down, and this is going to be really rough here for Conan. It looks like the drones have been pulled already. He knows that those drones are going down, and he kills 3 of the drones on gas. This is going to hinder the gas mining completely of Conan. Now, he has managed to save up 544 gas throughout the course of this game, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Now, there is a couple of overlords coming in here. Honestly, I would use another mine just to kill those. And that's going to, well, it's going to make things even harder for Conan. Like, Conan was getting ready for a big unit as well. And unfortunately, he's not going to get it. Now, looks like the vultures unable to use their final mines to get a nice mine drag. We did have a vulture trying to come up here to get around to do some damage, but unable to find it. Now, he does have siege mode coming in for his tanks, and this means he can drop up on this high ground, and with no lair, there's no overlord drops, and there's no spire. Now, you can see he's going for overlord speed first, and that's good. But if he drops at the back of here, and he drops at the back of here, 1 tank on each. Oh, mine drag. Kills a couple of hydras, damages some more. But he can actually kill both of the bases. Now here comes the dropship, bringing in 2. Oh, a nice mine at the front here as well. He's actually got another dropship here, getting ready to help this along. And you can already see that the Hydras are moving into a position to try and defend against this. Look at this, the tank's going to drop on the high ground. There is absolutely no recompense for this. There's nothing that Conan can do to counter this drop. As long as Whip doesn't... Okay, this tank is in a good position. The front tank is going to be defended by the back tank. There's no drop. There's no way of him being able to get units up to defend against this, and there's no spire. Yeah, look at this. The problem is the front tank, he unsieged the back tank. Now, the hatchery is not under fire, but he can see them. If he can see the minerals, he can block them. Lucky Noob in chat claiming that this is Terran favored. Perhaps Whip should have gone in for a Spire. I don't know. Maybe. That would have been a better choice of units, but looks like we've got vultures in the main. Oh my god, the mine getting a few of those Hydras. One of the drones as well. And the poor Conan is just getting picked apart here. This looks like it's going to be... Yeah. Map Terran, GG. Conan taps out, and Whip wins the 4-0 sweep for DM. Okay, let's have a look at those results. Just to go through the series again, Happy versus Reina, walkover in favor of Happy because Reina didn't show up. Pre versus Ugox, Pre went for a very weird build where he went for Corsairs. They did absolutely nothing other than look cool. And then you have Tech versus Inca was a walkover in favor of Tech because Inca didn't show. It was the exodus of the BuLL Terrans this week for some reason. And then we have Whip versus Conan. We just saw Whip take down Conan in the Return of Terran with a win over Zerg on Tripod. So kind of cool to see this. This was an okay series. Obviously not the longest series in the world, which means we still have another series come up once again. It's going to be Rev versus EF. Should be a lot of fun. The first matchup is going to be Terra versus Narsil. And I'll see you guys when we get back for that after this short break. Don't go anywhere.